Hello, dear students. Welcome to What, Why, How, the daily initiative by IAS Baba, where we take up a daily current affair or an editorial and we try to declutter it in less than 10 minutes. The article that I've chosen today, and basically the topic also, is something that is of much concern these days. It's the sorry state of India's parliamentary proceedings. Now, when we talk about India's parliamentary proceedings, and this article basically discusses what are the problems that we are facing with respect to the parliamentary proceedings and what could be the effects of it and what can be the solutions of it. Now, one of the other reasons why I've chosen this article is written by the eminent politician Shashi Tharoor, and he has given some very beautiful insights into this topic. So, those who are keen on understanding this, now let's go forward. First of all, the article tries to understand as to what is happening in the parliament right now. Now, when it comes to the parliament, very frequently these days, the parliament keeps getting disrupted at the point where any bill is taken for discussion or any issue is taken up for discussion. What instantly happens is, without discussing the principles of the issue, the first thing that happens is either the opposition or the ruling party, whichever side has feels that they are the right part, they just start disrupting the parliament. Now, this disruption that is there in the parliament is now frequently leading to expulsion of MPs. Okay, most of the time, the trend that is now observed is the expelled MPs are mostly from the opposition side. So now the opposition feels that though there are disciplinary actions taken in the parliament, it is only directed against the opposition. This is one part. So there is expulsions happening. If expulsions are not happening because there are disruptions constantly there in the parliament, what happens is the parliament session just gets adjourned. Adjourned means stop for a temporary period of time and then continued thereafter. Very recently, there was also disruptions by both the opposition and even the treasury benches of the parliament. That is very unlikely that happens, and now this also has happened. The frequent demonstrations by the members of parliament on the steps of the house also very recently alleged that those people who were demonstrating, and these are, mind you, members of parliament, there were allegations of assault between groups that happened on the steps of the house. And this is what is happening in the parliament right now. Now, Shashi Tharoor tries to explore as to why this is happening, and some of the reasons why what you could conclude is, first of all, there is a clear lack of civility between the opposition and the ruling party. Without taking any sides, he addresses the fact that if democracy has to work in a decent manner, there should be some basic civility, some basic manners, some basic morals that should govern them, but none of these things are currently there. Now, the second issue that is being brought up is, most of the time the issues begin when the ruling party tries to steamroll several bills through different sessions. Steamroll in the sense that try to pass bills without any proper discussion. Now, this is a matter of grave concern, because if they are going on doing this, then the very idea of democracy doesn't make any sense. Why? Because if democracy needs to work well, people should be able to dissent, or people's representatives should be able to dissent in a very decent civil manner. But even if a space for dissent is not given, ideally the space for dissenting and putting forward your different ideas comes about in your legislature. If that is not there, then the very idea of democracy also doesn't make sense. There is a clear disconnect between electability and parliamentary performance. He observes that those MPs who year on year get elected with very majority votes, in comparison to their public support, when they reach to the legislature, they happen to be just meek rabbits who are not speaking about any issue, who do not engage in discussions, etc. Next thing he tries, and this is a very important point, he tries to understand and says that the quality and character of political representation has also changed. People who are involved in politics right now come maybe from some criminal backgrounds, landlords, businessmen, etc. And this clearly affects the quality of discussion that is happening in your parliament. Further on, there's a lack of attendance even from higher posts. Sometimes it is even observed in the article that the prime minister also fails to grace several sessions of the parliament when he is equipped with occupied with different other things. But even big leaders like Pandit Nehru would regularly come to the parliament even amidst huge crisis. So he tries to explore that lack of attendance, even from your senior MPs, senior government officials. All of these becomes an issue that leads to the parliament not functioning properly. Finally, there is also something called as a cross party trust, where even though you are on the opposition and even though you are on the ruling party, previously what used to happen is across party lines, the leaders would be connected. You see very Instagrammable viral reels of Sushma Swaraj and Manmohan Singh, the late Manmohan Singh and late Sushma Swaraj engaging in shairi singing and everything, trying to incorporate dissent in that manner. But nowadays, this trust that equips them to speak in a civil manner and treat the other person with respect, that is lacking, because the opposition seems to be always having a victim role, and the ruling party constantly tries to see the opposition as a very unredeemable evil kind of a thing. So what happens is that cross party trust is also not there. So these are also the reasons why there are parliamentary disruptions. Now, to conclude this, Shashi Tharoor goes about, and this is a very beautiful line that you can even use in your essays or maybe in your, even in your answers that are there. He says the diminishing of parliament in our political life is deeply damaging to our democracy. Sadly, its custodians are allowing it to be robbed of all value, to the point where public will not miss it when it's gone. But when it's gone, what will remain of our democracy? So he tries to relate parliamentary proceedings directly to the democracy. And if parliamentary proceedings are not there, then what will happen to our democracy? It's in this context you also have to understand. Now, in a lot of cases, there have been several reports that says, parliament should have a retiring, parliamentarians should have a retiring age. Also, parliamentarians should have a basic qualification. All of these things might be able to redeem the quality of parliament that is there. And maybe some steps should be taken in this direction. Also, there are certain committees like the ethics committee of the parliament. Maybe strengthening the ethics committee would be another role. The third thing is there's a very important allegation that the opposition says that only the opposition MPs are expelled. But instead of that, to see a disciplinary issue as an equal issue that affects the parliament and not just one side should be taken. And maybe steps in this direction to ensure that beyond party lines, if the discipline is not maintained, to expel the members, these kind of measures would go a long way in ensuring the democracy of our country. I hope this topic has been effectively decluttered for you. Until we meet again, take care and happy learning.